Hey y'all, I'm Jen and this is Sassy Southern NC Girl, and I am sharing my hashtag Artisan Journal Prompt 2024, which is an open collaboration hosted by Patty at Life with Patty. And I have done a major catch up the last 2 days, and I have done week 11 through week 19, which is this week. So this was week 10 buttons, which I already shared. So let's go to week 11. So we had to do green, and this was back in March, so probably a lot of people did, like, well, maybe not a lot, but probably maybe some people's first thought was to do St. Patrick's Day or whatever, but my favorite color is green, so anything green would have been cool for this. But I just did like some quotes about green. I do have green eyes. So I shared a picture where my eyes were really showing green. And then I love this picture with the green background and the green top I was wearing. So I put that. I used some green washi. And then I did some quotes about green with some more green washi on this side. And I'm having a lot of trouble with my, so I was using double-sided tape at the beginning. And it's not sticking very well. So I've been having to go back and glue some of the parts down. This is a song. It's Green Eyes by Coldplay. Both of these are verses from that. And this says, and all I've seen since 18 hours ago is green eyes and freckles and your smile. And that's from a song called Everything Has Changed. And then I chose these 3 quotes. Green strongly influences the heart and helps alleviate tension. Positive qualities associated with green are generosity, humility, and cooperation. For still there are so many things that I have never seen. In every wood, in every spring, there is a different green. And I can breathe where there is green. Green grows hope. It keeps my heart beating and helps me remember who I am. And I don't know who this person is or this person, but that's okay. I like their quotes. And then week 12 was circles. And I got this new circle punch or bubbles punch from Temu. And so I wanted to use it. And so I found this paper in my stash that had bubbles on it. And so I was like, this is perfect. And I've been using everything in my stash, you guys. So like I'm trying to use up stuff in my stash. So this has been like an amazing project for me because I am using up so much stuff in my stash. And I chose 2 quotes about bowls and put that in here as well. And I chose happiness is like a bubble. It's beautiful and fragile, but bursts with the slightest touch. And then this one says pause, relax, blow bubbles. Watch the clear glassy bubbles dance and drift away to wherever the wind takes them. So that was my week 12 circles. Week 13 was greeting card. And I used some of my Dilution spray. I started to do metallic watercolor, and I just didn't like how it was turning out, which is why there's this goldish color over here and over here. But what I ended up doing is just using the spray, and then I Mod Podged over it so it wouldn't come off. So I found a greeting card from my Mima for the year, like right before I graduated high school. And I made a photocopy of the front and the back and on copy paper and then glued it together because I didn't want to put the actual card in here. And then I used some Velcro dots to keep it shut. And it just says card Mima gave me when I was graduating in 1992. And then this is her at Christmas one year. And then this is one of my sisters and me and her that I put in here. So this was just, this is kind of like with some of the themes I'm doing like memory keeping. And so you'll see that here and there. And then in other places, I'm just doing stuff I like. The next one was week 14, and we could do either Easter or springtime. And when I think about spring, I think about rain and rainbows and flowers and that kind of thing. So I did rainbows for this, and I used photos that I took of rainbows. I had this rainbow paper in my stash, and I had this springtime paper in my stash, so I did that for the backing. And then I tried to go for each base we've been on, or, you know, like each place we've lived, but I don't have one from Colorado, which was the first base we were at. So I started with the second base we were at, which is also my home state of North Carolina. And this was in Cameron, North Carolina. And this was May 8th, 2013. And there was this gorgeous double rainbow right outside our subdivision. And it's really cool because most of these rainbows match the rainbow in this paper. So it's kind of cool. This was from a big Hershey Kiss that my bestie Tanya at Side Gig Crafts gave me, and the little paper that was sticking out of it said "Think Spring" all the way across it. So I cut out a little piece of that and glued it down and put the little piece of the "Think Spring" there. This one is when we lived in Silver Spring, Maryland. That was our third duty station. My husband was stationed at Walter Reed in Bethesda, and this was outside of our apartment complex, and this was July 24th, 2017. This one was in Germany, in the village of Rosenkopf, which is where we lived, and this was May 17th, 2021, and this was outside of our house. I was on our porch, or our deck, which was on the second level of our house. And it was just such a beautiful view. And then this last one is at one of my son's soccer games, and there's a double rainbow there. It's kind of hard to see because I printed this out, but this was September 5th, 2023. So this was last September. And if I didn't say this, yeah, I think I did say that was 2021. So that's what I did for spring. And then week 15 was flowers, and my favorite flowers are sunflowers and daisies. So again, I chose flowers that mostly that people had given me, but I did take some photos of my husband did, of myself in a sunflower field in Germany. And then these are daisies in Germany. So this was a Mother's Day gift. It was a potted daisy that my mom gave me Mother's Day 2012. I ended up not being able to bring it with me because this is when we were in North Carolina. And I had planted it outside, or it might have died. I can't remember, but I have a picture of it. So, and then this was, we used to walk all the time in Germany, and this was some really pretty daisies that were growing wild. This was August of 2020. This was August of 2020 as well. And then this was a sunflower in that field. And then this is a sticker that I love, and I also have it in here another time right here. This one, and I just did the small one, and it has this Bible verse, "God is within her, she will not fall," on the sticker. So I just printed a smaller version of it. And then these are some sunflowers from 2019. This is from 2017. There's a sunflower in there. This was a Mother's Day gift from my two oldest that they sent me. And then this was from Valentine's Day last year. My husband bought me a bouquet of sunflowers and brought them to work. So those are my flowers. And this paper was in my stash. It has daisies in the background. Week 16 was balloons. And when I think about balloons, I think about the Wizard of Oz and the scene where the wizard is in the balloon and he's getting ready to take himself and Dorothy back home, but Toto jumps out and then she misses the balloon and all that good stuff. So I had this paper pack that I bought in 2017. I think it was from Paper House Studios. It's been discontinued since, but I still had a bunch of it left. I had done a swap on SwapBot back in 2017, and it was Wizard of Oz themed. So I took pieces of that. Here's the balloon, and I decorated. This is paper I had in my stash with balloons, so I also put that in the background. And then over here, all this is Wizard of Oz, except for this. This was on a sheet of cutouts that I got from, I think, Joanne. And it also has a hot air balloon, so I thought this would look pretty on here. And it just says, let your dreams soar. And this is, there's no place like home. These were glittery rub-ons that I also got at the same time I bought that kit. And I just put that on there so I would know, you know. And then this is week 17, which was fabric. I really struggled with this one. So originally, I was going to print out some templates of quilts and paper piece it with, well, not paper piece it, but piece it with fabric. But it was not working out. This is some fabric that I got on clearance from Joanne. It's the LOL girls that I absolutely love. So I just basically covered this page with them. And I didn't do anything else to it because I just like looking at it. And what I did on this side, so I did print out a butterfly quilt pattern and I cut out felt, which I consider to be fabric. And I did solid and glitter felt and pieced the butterfly together. And then I did some inking with a stamp pad in the background, green and yellow. And I do like how that came out, but like I said, I did struggle with this one. This is the one I did last because I was just having a really hard time with this one. And then last week was people or a person. And so I was super close to my mom's parents, my Mima and Papa. And for those of you that don't know, my father passed away in 2009 unexpectedly. And this is when we were living in Colorado. And so I decided to do 2 memory type pages, one of my Mima and Papa and then one with my dad. And these are just pictures I didn't previously share. So in the beginning, when I did my I think it was pictures was the theme, maybe. It was the week after, yeah, photos, the week after the intro. I do have some pictures of my dad here. And so I used photos of my dad that I didn't previously use here. So these are 2 pictures of me and my dad here. So these are not pictures of him and anybody else except for this one. So my dad worked for the U.S. Postal Service in Raleigh, North Carolina for over 20 years. And this is a picture of him at work. And so I just really love that. That's why you'll see me, I don't always do it because sometimes there's nowhere to do it, but you'll see me put God bless our postal workers on the back of my cards, which is something that somebody started during COVID. But I've continued to do it because it, you know, it's kind of like in memory of my father. He was in the Air Force in Vietnam. And so these are photos of him from that. This is 4th of July. 4th of July is my favorite holiday. And so I found these photos of him at the 4th of July and he was always being silly. And so this was, he had on a headband with little tinsel thingies. And so, that just reminded me of him and it was a good memory. So I put that in here. And then this is from when I was little. This was, that couch. We had this black and white and red couch and I'll never forget it. And that was just a picture. And these are, I photocopied these, but these were actually Polaroids. And so I kind of kept the Polaroid look to them. But I really love these 2 pages. And then this week was birds. And as you guys know, I'm from North Carolina originally, even though I'm currently living in Kentucky. But the state bird of North Carolina is a cardinal. But I've always loved cardinals regardless. And so I tried to watercolor a cardinal here. It didn't come out amazing. I'm not a very good artist, but I do kind of like it a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but I did this yesterday. So I put that in here. And then everything else is just some pictures I found online. This is called Advice from a Cardinal, and it says, stand out in a crowd, go out on a limb, be a bright spot in others' lives, speak up, be home before dark, add color to your life. It's okay to be a little flashy. So I'll put that in here. This is a male and a female cardinal. I don't know if you guys, this is a magnet, but I cut it out and it's the state of North Carolina. And the state bird is a cardinal and the state flower is a dogwood. I don't know if y'all remember if you watched my video, it was either last week or the week before, where I talked about, and actually I may not have even put it up. It might be a video I recorded and didn't put up yet, but there's a tree outside of my garage, and there's a male and a female cardinal that I see in there quite often. And so I really love the male and the female. And so I also put a male and a female down here with the description. So if you don't know, the male cardinal is the red one. He's large, long-tailed songbird with a short, very thick bill and a prominent crest. Males are brilliant red with a black mask and throat. And then the female, large, crested songbird with a short, thick bill. Females are pale brown overall with warm reddish tinges in the wings, tail, and crest. So she does have red in her. I just think they're both beautiful. And then over here, I love this. Cardinals appear when angels are near. So I put that there. This is an actual stamp, image of a stamp. It was a 20-cent stamp, North Carolina, cardinal and flowering dogwood. This is just a picture that says North Carolina, Northern Cardinal. And again, it's on dogwood. Another one. This was a coloring page. So I did actually color this with colored pencils and a metallic pen. And it just has some things about it. I don't know if I can really read it, but I'll try. It says male cardinals will sing a something song to warn other, a loud song to warn other cardinals away from the nest, were once captured and sold as pets because of their beautiful singing, but are now protected by the law. I did not know that. In courting, the male will feed the female seeds beak to beak. And then this was a piece of scrapbook paper that I got out of a paper pad just to fill that space because it had cardinals. It also has blue jays, which I do also like blue jays, and I'm not sure what kind of bird that is. But yeah, so that was week 19. So I am officially caught up again. I don't know what week 20 will be because she announces that at midnight on Saturday. But I'm going to try to stay caught up this time because it's a lot to go back. But because I've started it and I'm this far in, like, I don't want to miss a week. I'm probably going to have to get another book, y'all, because mine's not as thick as some, but it is getting pretty chunky. But anyway, that is my week 11 through 19 entries. I have been slowly catching up on some of y'all's other videos, and I'm finding quite a few people that I wasn't currently subscribed to, so that's fun. It's always fun to find new people. So if you haven't checked out that hashtag, please do, because there's a lot of really cool people do some really creative things, and I really do enjoy looking at it. It gives me tips and ideas. Not necessarily in the weeks, that I'm looking at, but maybe for future stuff. So I do enjoy seeing what everybody else is doing, and everybody, interprets it differently. But I will see you guys in the next one. And remember, do something every day that will inch you closer to a better tomorrow. Bye, y'all.